Hey everybody, this is Eric. That's me with another sort of random Sunday video. Uh, I haven't done any unboxings or anything since I've been back on YouTube because it seems no matter how many books I order all at once on Amazon, I almost said order on YouTube, how many books I order on Amazon, I could order 9 books, one single order, and they always seem to come in 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 packages spread throughout 2 weeks. And, I'm not going to do an unboxing of one book or 2 books. And I'm certainly not going to wait 2 weeks until all of the packages have arrived. So I haven't obviously done any unboxing videos. So I thought today I would just show you some of the books that I've gotten this year. I keep looking over. They're sitting over there. You're going to see a lot of leaning as I reach for these. I got quite a few books over here I'm going to share with you. Uh, some of the stuff that I've gotten is already on shelves. You've seen review videos. If you're watching my reviews, you've seen a lot of the books I've gotten. Um, I think most of the reviews I've done since I got back was stuff that's been recent purchases or things that have just come in. Because a lot of this stuff is jumping straight up to the top of the to be read pile. So you've seen some of these. Some books are already on the shelves in different spots. These are sort of the random homeless books that have just been. I've run out of shelf space. There's piles of books on the floor. So I didn't go through all of my bookshelves and pull off the unread books that I've gotten recently. So there's some Brian Smith you're not going to see, and Tori Eldridge, I believe, is the author. I got her new book, but that's already on a shelf. So this is just stuff that's been in the piles on the floor that I have not read yet. So you haven't seen reviews. A lot of these you'll probably eventually see reviews. Some you may not. I don't know. And I'm just going to start pulling things off. They're stacked up on the bed over here. And I'm going to start pulling things off and showing you. But wait, before I do that, I have a question for you. I'm pretty sure every book that I've reviewed since I've come back to YouTube has been horror, or at least a thriller that's horror adjacent. I believe everything I've done is horror. So my question is, do you want to see other genres? I read other genres. Of course, horror is my first true love. And I do have, you're going to see some science fiction, some mysteries. I'm not sure how you'd describe. I'm looking at a couple books right now. Not sure what you'd call them. But I do have mystery, science fiction, little tiny bit of fantasy, maybe. A lot of comic book stuff, comic book novels and things, short story collections. So is anybody interested in seeing reviews of that stuff as well, or should I just stick with the horror? That's my question. Let me know in the comments below. All right, let's jump in. So, right off the bat, and this is the reason I asked that question, because I have 2 books right here. These are from Dynamite Press, which is primarily a comic book company. They do, as far as I know, they only do intellectual property stuff. They're the ones that publish Red Sonja, Vampirilla, all sorts of other John Carter of Mars type stuff. Deja Thoris has a series. And they've put out some games, some tabletop games, and apparently they're doing books as well. And you're going to see a few of those. And we're going to start with their reprint of Shaft. This is the original Shaft novel. Well, I mean, this isn't the original. This is a reprint of the original Shaft novel. I'm hoping they're going to do the whole series. So this is the one. I don't know if it's a mystery. Is it a thriller? Is it just an action? I don't know. But Shaft. I got Shaft. And then Dynamite printed a brand new Shaft novel. Let me look at the copyright on here. It is 2016. So this is 4 years old. There's a list of all the Shaft novels here in it. I'm hoping they'll reprint. But anyway, this is, what is it? Shaft's Revenge. So this one's new. Got a nice picture on the back. So this, 4 years, but this is a new one. It's not written by Ernest Tiedemann, who was the author of the original and the rest of the books. But yeah, it's cool stuff. I'm interested in that. I don't know where to put these. I guess they're just going to go on the floor over here. So things are going to get sloppy. But Shaft, picked those up. We'll grab more than one at a time. This is one I just got relatively recently. A Cosmology of Monsters. Sean Hamill. I've heard good things about it. Seems interesting. I like that cover, so just something I picked up. Then let's do this. The Only Good Indians is the first Stephen Graham Jones book that I read. I was very excited to pick it up as soon as it came out. And so I grabbed Mongrels, Stephen Graham Jones. Love that cover. I actually found this. Should I say this? Found this at Half Price Books. So I grabbed that. And then I had ordered at the same time that I ordered last The Only Good Indians. I ordered The Last Final Girl. Another Stephen Graham Jones. Interested in digging into this one. And then, right after The Only Good Indians came out, a month or so later, Night of the Mannequins. Love that title. Another Stephen Graham Jones. If it's killer mannequins, I'm in. That's my kind of thing. Now we're going with something very strange. This is an author who blurbed. He had a blurb on some book that I read recently. I don't remember which one. He has a novel from Flame Tree Press, which I'll probably pick up, but we'll see how this one goes. But this is Aftertaste by Andrew Post. And, it's a crazy cover. I was reading about this, and I saw the words werefrog, and I was hooked. I was going to pick this up. I think that's what it was, a werefrog. But, so hopefully this will be fun. Then let's grab this little stack here. Very excited for this one. One of my favorite covers in a long time. I pre-ordered this, which I don't often do. This is Studio of Screams. Look at that cover. Look at that. That is fantastic. And this is Stephen R. Bissett, Christopher Golden, Tim Leben, Mark Morris, Stephen Volk. Is that how you say V-O-L-K? Just beautiful. I love Christopher Golden, Tim Leben, Mark Morris. Don't know if I've read either of the other two authors. This is a novella collection with a wraparound, and it's basically they've created a fictional sort of version of Hammer films. It is called Blythewood Studios. And so this is, the wraparound is an interview with the owner, producer, Lawrence Blythewood. So that's the wraparound. There's this interview interspersed. And then the other stories, 1, 2, 3, 4 stories, are supposed to be novelizations of certain Blythewood Studios movies. And it's all very Hammer horror inspired. So very much looking forward to this. Love that cover. Next we have Worst Laid Plans, an anthology of vacation horror. This is edited by Samantha Kolesnik. Not sure how you say her name, with a foreword by Sadie Hartman, Mother Horror herself. A lot of great authors in here. This is from Grindhouse, great local small press publisher. So, should be a fun anthology. Vacation horror. Then, excuse me, I Come With Knives by S.A. Hunt. I reviewed the first book in this series, Burn the Dark. Looks like the next one coming in the fall, we'll see. The Hellion, but another great cover. Part of the Robin Martin series, or rather, they call it the Malus Domestica series. Got a review for it. One of the first books I reviewed when I came back. So I'm looking forward to digging into this and seeing what happens. All right, let's move on to this. Okay. Reception. This is from Death's Head Press by Kenzie Jennings. Not an author I'm familiar with. Sounds like a great story. It's got a blurb by Jeff Strand. This is made to look like a magazine cover, so that's why it says Volume 1, Issue 1, and it sort of tells you, you know, ooh, here's the articles inside. Yeah, it's, I think, someone who marries into a family they maybe shouldn't have married into. Looking forward to it. Looks like a good book. All right, we're back to Dynamite Press. As I said, mainly comic books. Been branching out into games and novels. So this one, Nancy A. Collins, an author I love, and she did Vampirella, Blood Invasion. I believe that's what it says. So yeah, why wouldn't I want to get a Vampirella novel written by Nancy A. Collins? And then Dan Wickline wrote Vampirella, The Blood Dragon. As far as I know, these are the only two novels so far that Dynamite Books has put out for Vampirella. But yeah, she's always a fun character, and as I said, love Nancy Collins. Hopefully, I'll like Dan Wickline as well. All right. So those of you who are regular viewers would have seen my review for The Magpie Coffin by Weil E. Young, the first of Death's Head Press's splatter westerns. So now we have, you're going to get to see the rest here real quick. Definitely be reviewing most of this stuff so far. I'll probably be reviewing, except maybe The Shaft. We'll see. Anyway, we have Hunger on the Chisholm Trail by M. Ennenbach. Splatter Western. Look at that cover. Just fantastic. Love it. So that's Splatter Western number 2. And then we have number 3 is Dust by Chris Miller. And they're all numbered on the side. Another great cover. Just all the covers for all of these are fantastic. And then number 4, the one I was most looking forward to because it's Christine Morgan, an author I absolutely love. The Night Silver River Run Red. Another fantastic cover. Really can't. I'm very tempted. None of these books are connected, so they don't have to be read in order. But you know, I just tend to do. I read things in the order I get them, or you know, if they're numbered like this, I'm going to read them in numerical order. But I'm really, really tempted to just skip ahead to this one. I probably won't, but I have not been tempted by a book so much as I am by this. I love Christine Morgan's work. And then finally, I have here number 5, Starving Zoe by C. Derek Miller. Again, Love these covers. They're so fantastic. Book number 6 is out for Kindle at the moment. Last I checked, paperback was not available, but as soon as it is, I'll be jumping on that one. Love this series. There you go. They look nice together. I wish they were on a bookshelf, but I don't have any shelf space. One of these days, I'm going to have to rearrange some stuff. All right, here's a few randomish things. We're getting into science fiction here. All right, I don't know. This is, the author's name is Hiroshi Sakurazaka. This is All You Need Is Kill. And this is the book on which the movie, well, the Tom Cruise movie Edge of Tomorrow, which is a horrible title and sounds like a soap opera. I prefer Live, Die, Repeat. But this is the book that it's based on. So I love that movie. I do not like Tom Cruise, but I love the movie Live, Die, Repeat. So I thought I'd check out the book. This is translated by Joseph Reeder Alexander O. Smith. So this should be, hopefully it's pretty good. Next up, let's do this one. These I bought because I think they're going to be full of great stories, but what caught my eye was the cover. Again, regular viewers will know how much I love a good, crazy, pulpy cover. And so this is from, well, this says Drugstore Indian Press, but it's also PS Publishing. And this is The Best of Best New Horror, Volume 1. Look at that freaking cover. That is fantastic. Look at the back of that. Just amazing. So this is the best of the best new horror. You've got Ramsey Campbell, Harlan Ellison, Christopher Fowler, Neil Gaiman, Caitlin R. Kiernan, Brian Lumley, Michael Marshall Smith, just to name a few of the people that are in here. And then, following that up, we have the Best of Best New Horror, Volume 2. Again, fantastic cover. This one has, who have we got here? Clive Barker, Elizabeth Hand, Joe Hill, Stephen King, Tim Levin, Kim Newman, Lisa Tuttle. Again, among others. Look at that. Love it, love it, love it. And then, while I was ordering from PS Publishing, I went ahead and ordered The Storm by Paul Kane. Paul Kane wrote, I can't remember the name of it now. It's the Sherlock Holmes Hellraiser crossover book, which I loved. I think I reviewed it back in the day. Sherlock Holmes and the Servants of Hell, something like that. Loved that book. Paul Kane, big Hellraiser expert. I don't know if he's Clive Barker expert or just Hellraiser, but I like his writing. This looked like a cool book, so I grabbed that as well while I was ordering from PS Publishing. Here we go. One of the books I reviewed when I came back was The Bank by Bentley Little, so I enjoyed that enough that I went ahead and ordered University. This is from Cemetery Dance. Ordered this one from Amazon. Haven't read it yet. Obviously, that's what we're doing, going through books I haven't read yet. And then, surprisingly, not too long ago, I stumbled across this at Walmart. This is The Haunted by Bentley Little. So I grabbed that right off the shelf. It was the only copy they had. I don't know if this means Berkley is republishing a bunch of his stuff, if this is a one-off. I don't know what's going on, but, nice to grab a new to me Bentley Little book. Now I've got a doorstop here. Daniel Kraus was on a podcast I listened to. Now I can't remember if it was the horror show with Brian Keane. I don't think it was, because I think he's on an episode of that I haven't listened to yet. I believe he was on Ghoulish with Max Booth III, a host. This is The Living Dead, a new novel, George A. Romero, and Daniel Kraus. This book is huge. It's a giant book, and it's so started by George Romero. After he died, Daniel Kraus took over, and I believe this is basically sort of from the very, very beginning of the zombie apocalypse. I think we maybe see how it came about, maybe, or at least the first case, to the end, perhaps. I believe it fits in the Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead universe, and apparently there's a whole section that takes place on an aircraft carrier, so that'll be interesting. But yeah, The Living Dead, hearing a lot of great things about this. Got a huge stack. All right, here we go. Let's grab a few more. I'm reaching further and further away. All righty. So, just some random things. This is A Voice So Soft by Patrick Lacey. This is from Grindhouse, one of my favorite small publishers. I like Patrick Lacey's stuff. I was happy to get this. We'll see how it goes. I don't really remember too much about what it's. I'm looking at the back cover. Something about a song causing strange things to happen. All right. Next up, this is from Aconite Books and Fantasy Flight, the maker of games. They make Star Wars games, tons of H.P. Lovecraft games, Arkham Horror being the biggest, and Elder Signs, and Mansions of Madness, all sorts of stuff. They've been publishing Arkham Horror-based fiction. I have a whole bunch of mass market size paperbacks over there, and they've started a new line in slightly larger, nicer. They have the kind of fake dust jacket flaps, but this is Wrath of Nakai by Josh Reynolds. Again, always love these covers. Yeah, the first in a new series of spine-chilling adventures based in the world of the best-selling Arkham Horror games. So it's always fun to read these stories. They're usually not nearly as dry as H.P. Lovecraft, but so I grabbed this, of course, and I'll grab the rest. Here's an author I should have been reading a long time ago, and I'll definitely be picking up more stuff. I think there's a new edition of this. Maybe it's a limited edition coming out. This is Coyote Songs by Gabino Iglesias. Broken River Books. Great cover. I feel... I keep hearing this being called a novel, but I think it's... yeah, interconnected stories. Or maybe it is a novel with just a bunch of different POVs and people that are eventually going to come together. Don't know because I haven't read it yet. Looking forward to it. Coyote Songs. Another great cover. And then, I love this cover except for one little thing. But this is Crota by Owl Going Back. Crazy looking cover. The hand coming out of a wolf mouth or something. They're reprinting, I guess, a bunch of his stuff. And the thing I don't like is that, of course, if you've watched my videos, you know I don't like when they put this kind of thing on the cover. But it's fine. This says Bram Stoker Awards winner. I don't know if that means the book or the author. I think it means the book. Got a cool picture on the back. Again, someone... I think Leisure used to publish some Owl Going Back If it wasn't, then it was Zebra or one of those. But I should have his old paperbacks, but I don't. So I'm buying these new editions. Love that. Then we have, and my books just fell down. Brian Evanson, Last Days. I believe I've read some Brian Evanson short stories. I know he's in some anthologies I have. And I believe he wrote a novel based on a video game that I can't think of the name of it now. It's the science fiction-y zombie one. I've played it. I liked it. I can't remember what it was called. But anyway, this is about a private detective that is looking into a cult, like a torture cult. Supposed to be really good. Interesting cover. Wouldn't call it the greatest. And now I have to start a new pile because my old pile fell over. So we'll toss that over there. Oh, we'll just grab a couple here. Here's another one with that Bram Stoker Awards winner thing on it. But this is The Rust Maidens by Gwendolyn Kist. Excuse me. And it's a story that takes place in Cleveland, so of course I'm interested. I've heard great things about this author. I have not read anything by her before. But again, something I'm looking forward to jumping into. Yeah, there's a lot of books. That's what happens when you're quarantined and, you do a lot of reading. Or at least plan on doing a lot of reading. Next up, Sylvia Moreno Garcia, Mexican Gothic. Again, something I've heard a lot of good things about. Adam Cesare, one of my favorite authors, recommended it on his YouTube channel. I had to order this from Amazon because never saw it at Walmart, which I do look for books at Walmart on occasionally. And for the longest time, after it was out, I did not see it at Barnes & Noble. So I ordered it from Amazon. And of course, last time I was at Barnes & Noble, they had some copies. But, yeah, Mexican Gothic. It's supposed to be really good. Again, looking forward to it. All right, we're getting towards the end here. Here's a little pile. This one I ordered off of Amazon. This is Monster, She Wrote. The Women Who Pioneered Horror and Speculative Fiction. This is by Lisa Kroger and Melanie R. Anderson. I really like the look of this book. It's a nice hardcover. And then, to go along with it, I ordered these from Valancourt. We have Nightmare Flower by Elizabeth Angstrom. This is short story collection. And if you look up here, it says, featured in Monster, She Wrote. And it has an introduction by Lisa Kroger. So yeah, and again, it looks like it goes with Monster, She Wrote. Really nice presentation there. And then we have The Women of Weird Tales. There you go. Up here, featured in Monster, She Wrote. Introduction by Melanie R. Anderson. And this has stories by Everell Worrell, Eli Coulter, Mary Elizabeth Councilman, and Gray Laspina. I don't know if I said any of those names correctly. These are stories from the old Weird Tales magazine. All written by women. Great looking book. There we go. All right, we are almost done. Couple of nonfiction here. This one actually I already did read. I wasn't planning on reviewing it, so I'll just show you. This is the first of 3. This is My Favorite Horror Movie. This is produced and edited by Christian Ackerman. 48 essays by horror creators on the films that shaped them. This is a lot of fun. just exactly what it says. Just people involved in movies talking about the horror movies they like. There was one annoying essay where someone picked Beaches as their favorite horror film, and I mean, it was sarcasm, but it just didn't seem to fit, in my opinion. But it was good. I'll get the other two in the series. Another nonfiction. This is The Last Book on the Left. This is from the people who do the last podcast on the left podcast. Great cover. Just articles about serial killers and such. I love the artwork inside. Stories of murder and mayhem from history's most notorious serial killers. And it's kind of, I think, it's kind of like the podcast itself, where you've got one person telling the main part, and then the other guys sort of interrupt. And you can see, well, there's little just comments by the other people. Don't know because I haven't read it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. This isn't a regular podcast I listen to, but a guy at work listens to it all the time, so I get to hear it. But the book itself seems really interesting. And then finally, something I mentioned in another video. This is from Perpetual Motion Machine Publishing. This is my special delivery edition of Tales from the Crust. Hardback, square bound, supposed to look like pizza. This is edited by David James Keaton and Max Booth III. It's got a really interesting layout. I'm definitely looking forward to jumping into this. And it's number 40 of 100. And it came with, the box it came in was a pizza delivery box. And there was a pizza cutter, some stickers, a pen, a keychain, a coaster. So this should be fun. Something fun to read. And then finally, the last two things I've got here. I decided, just for the hell of it, mainly because I like the covers. I am a huge comic book fan. I have been slowly, maybe it's my midlife crisis, I don't know, slowly rebuilding my collection through reprints. I can't afford to buy the actual comics. I don't have the money or the time to dig them all up. So, thank goodness, Marvel, DC, all these other companies are putting out these collected editions and things. So just a couple here that I got. This one, just about a month or so ago, arrived. And this is Supervillains Unite, the complete supervillain team-up, which actually isn't true. There's the back cover. So this is a book from the 70s, supervillain team-up. You know, that's my heyday. Loved that stuff. But it's not actually complete because Supervillain Team-Up issue 15 is not in here, and that's just because it was a reprint of something else for some reason. They show, I think the cover or something is in here, but I guess since it was just a reprint of other stuff, they didn't bother to put it in here. It didn't matter, but very excited for this. Plus, I love Doctor Doom. And then, see, now I can toss stuff over there because all the other books are over here. This one, I didn't get the cover I wanted, but this one isn't too bad. This is Morbius, the Living Vampire Omnibus. Oh, I'm almost too weak to hold this up. Look at that beautiful cover. Look at that. This is big. That's all the issues that are in this. I love these omnibus editions. Are expensive, but if you can get one for something you like, this is filled with, what have we got? The Amazing Spider-Man, Vampire Tales, Giant-Sized Superheroes, The Living Vampire, which is actually Adventure into Fear, featuring the living vampire. More of Vampire Tales magazines, Giant Size Werewolf, Marvel 2-in-1, Peter Parker Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man, She-Hulk, all your classic appearances of Morbius, the living vampire. This is just fantastic stuff. And actually, there's a place called cheapgraphicnovels.com, and that's where I've been getting these, because you can get them for 40, 50, even 60% off. So you don't pay the full 150 or 125. What's this one? Oh, this one was only 100. Apparently. Yeah, I did not pay that. But check out cheapgraphicnovels.com if you're looking for cheap graphic novels. I've actually gotten a few of these omnibus editions from them. And oddly, even though I ordered this from Amazon, it was a third-party sale, and it was from Cheap Graphic Novels. So that's it. That is a very long video showing you a whole bunch of stuff that I've picked up this year. And not all of the stuff that I picked up this year. But hopefully some of that stuff caught your eye. Maybe you'll pick something up yourself. I don't know. Maybe you'll wait till I read and review it, but that could be a long time. I mean, you just saw how much stuff, and that's barely a dent in what I have. So that's it. That's my sort of 2020 semi-book haul video. Please remember that I asked about if you want to see reviews of things other than horror. I'm not making any promises, just asking a question. So, let me know if any of these books looked interesting to you. If you have any questions, I don't know what I can tell you since I haven't read any of them yet, but we can talk about all this craziness. So if you have any comments, questions, or corrections, leave them in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. That's all I've got for you this kind of cloudy, little chilly Sunday here in Ohio. So until next time, read more books.